Have you ever been afraid to speak up, even when you knew it was the right thing to do? What if the fate of an entire nation depended on your courage? This is the true story of a young woman, an orphan, who became queen and risked everything to save her people. Her name was Esther. Long ago, in the powerful kingdom of Persia, King Xerxes ruled over many lands. Among his subjects were the Jews, living far from home in a foreign empire. In the city of Susa, lived a young Jewish woman named Esther. She was raised by her cousin Mordecai after her parents died. Esther was beautiful, but more importantly, she was wise, humble, and full of grace. When Queen Vashti was removed from the throne, a search began for a new queen. Esther was chosen to enter the palace, but Mordecai gave her a warning: don't tell anyone you're a Jew. And so she kept her secret. Esther 2 verse 17 says, "The king loved Esther more than all the other women, and he set the royal crown on her head. She became queen, yet no one knew who she truly was." Soon after, a proud and wicked man named Haman rose to power. He demanded that everyone bow before him. But Mordecai refused. He would only bow to God. This made Haman furious. He didn't just want revenge on Mordecai, he wanted to destroy all the Jews in the empire. He convinced the king to sign a deadly law: on a chosen day, all Jews would be killed. Esther 3 verse 13 says, "Letters were sent, to destroy, to kill, and to annihilate all the Jews, young and old." When Mordecai heard the news, he tore his clothes and cried out. Then he sent a message to Esther: "You must go to the king, and beg for our lives." But Esther was afraid. No one could go before the king without being invited. If she did, she could be killed, unless the king held out his golden scepter. She hadn't seen him in over a month. Then Mordecai said these powerful words, Esther 4 verse 14. "Who knows if perhaps you were made queen, for such a time as this?" With great courage, Esther replied, "Go and fast for me. I will go to the king, and if I perish, I perish." After 3 days of fasting and prayer, Esther dressed in her royal robes and stepped into the king's court. Everyone held their breath. The king looked up and smiled. He held out the golden scepter. "What is your request, Queen Esther? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be yours." Esther invited the king and Haman to a banquet. Then another. And on the second day, she finally revealed her heart: "If I have found favor in your sight, spare my life, and the lives of my people." The king asked, who would do such a thing? She pointed to her enemy, this wicked man, Haman. The king was enraged. That very day, Haman was punished. A new law was written, allowing the Jews to defend themselves. When the day came, the Jews stood strong, and they were victorious. They were saved. Esther 9 verse 22 says, "It was a time of joy and gladness, a time for feasting and celebration." Esther's story shows us that God can use anyone, no matter how small or afraid they feel. She didn't have power, she had faith. And she trusted God with everything. Maybe today, you're facing a moment that requires courage. Maybe you don't understand why you're in a certain season of life. But remember, Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make your paths straight." You were born for such a time as this. If this story inspired you, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs courage today. And don't forget to subscribe for more animated Bible stories that grow your faith. God's not finished with your story yet. Stay bold, stay faithful, and always trust Him.